Welcome to Conversations Below the Surface, the CBS Podcast Shorts. I am your host, Marcus Gentry, and we hope you enjoy this episode. I want to describe this as everybody gets a turn. My motivation for doing it this way or calling it that is because just in my last week, I had some unbelievable things happen back to back. And even knowing that everybody gets a turn, it can become overwhelming. It can be frustrating. It can be a real challenge. And the truth is that everybody's going to get a turn. Sometimes I've phrased it that everybody's going to experience it suddenly or eventually something's going to happen. But this time, this is the way I want to say it. And your turn may not be today. You may be watching somebody else go through something. Be careful how you treat people who are going through something, who are having their turn at everything happening all at once. Maybe it's something physical inside the physical environment, like with the house, a refrigerator, a stove, a car, and those mechanical things. Maybe it's one diagnosis after another diagnosis, something having to do with health or finances. Just seems like from different directions, something happening with you or with a family member or with a friend all at once. And that experience can be overwhelming, but it's good to remember that you are one of many people who will get a turn. It may seem like or cause you to feel like, well, why is this happening to me? And you're not isolated out. If you talk to anybody, and I've been fortunate enough to live long enough and talk to enough people and have enough interviews and just been involved in enough conversations where I've seen and heard everybody pretty much at some point in their life describe the same thing. But the important thing is to have a few things in place to help you manage it when it's your turn to have everything happening all at once. And it doesn't happen because somebody has a bad attitude necessarily, or it doesn't happen because they did or did not do something. It's just the natural order of things that sometimes things will combine like that. But there's a few things that might help us to stay centered and balanced. At least I found that they were very helpful for me. Let me share with you what they are. One is people. Having people in your life that you can count on, that you can depend on, that know how to listen to you, know how to be present with you, know how to help you through that and not find fault and start trying to tell you what you should or should not do, or sometimes just to be there with you. So you need people to be available to you. The next thing you need to have is a purpose, something that drives you forward, that makes you want to go through it, to make you want to get to the other side. If you don't have a purpose driving you, it's difficult when things hit you back to back, because you start questioning everything. So it's good to know what your purpose is that's moving you forward. Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, talked about the power of having purpose. It's important to have a knowing that you are bigger than whatever happens to you, because when they all happen at one time, it'll seem like it's bigger than you. But when you have a knowing of who you are, and as you may have heard some people say, whose you are, that alone can help you manage through a difficult time when so many things are happening and when it's your turn to have it all happening. Another thing that will be helpful, I found it helpful for me, is to have some place you can go to center yourself. Maybe it's in your car. Maybe it's a little place in your house, or maybe it's in the bathroom for some people. Some place that you can go that brings you peace. And the last thing is something that you can do. Sometimes I draw. Sometimes I sing. Sometimes I write. Just something. Some people cook. Hopefully you don't want to start eating or doing something that's not, or drinking or using drugs or doing something that's not healthy. But it's good to find something that you can do. I want to share this with you because the truth is everybody is going to get a turn. And it's my desire that when your turn comes, you'll be strong enough to make it to the other side. Thank you for listening to this CBS Podcast Short. If you would like to hear more on this topic, please email me at respect@marcusgentry.com. And don't forget to check back for new episodes.